This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 855 for the week of Monday, February 10th, 2025. My name is Zach.
And my name is Steve.
This week we have our editor, Delaney Jordan, joins us. How's it going, Delaney?
About the same as it's going for everybody, which is, but I got reminded that I worked at Enchanted Tales of Belle today, so it's incrementally improved my mood.
Yeah, and to help us with our Disney-focused episode today, we have SungWon from, everywhere. ProZD plays games, actor on BlackBerry, and voice actor, and so on. I don't know if there's any other specific projects you want to...
One Piece, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's
that
true.
Seems relevant, yeah. Yeah, and I was reminded that I went to Enchanted Tales of Belle alone as a grown man because I just wanted to check it off my list. My wife was like, "You can do that alone," and I was like, "Okay, I will." And I didn't regret it. It was actually very entertaining.
And you know what?
Love.
It's so slow there on a good day that absolutely no one minded it. Not a second. I am positive.
You know what? What's worse is there was a long line. I waited like an hour.
You waited the longest anyone's probably had to wait for Enchanted Tales with Belle.
I was just
Wow.
like, I'm here to just do a couple things, and I was like, I committed to it. I don't regret it. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about Disney this entire episode. Sorry, Zach.
Yeah, sorry if you guys gave a shit about Scopper Gaban or whatever the hell his name is. We have other things on the fucking itinerary.
Which Disney... Well, we'll cast which Disney character the Roger Pirates were. Now we're in the wheelhouse. This week we're going through chapter 1139, which does have a character that Delaney has already mentioned. Spoiler alert if you're listening to this before reading the chapter for some reason. Before we get into that, there were two bits of news. One, if you are living in Dallas or could easily get there, there is going to be a One Piece Day there, which will include Kitadani and Otsuki, the singers behind the main One Piece openings and the main One Piece endings. So we are in Memories, respectively, and most recently Us and Dear Sunrise, which criminally underrated because Us is so good. So yeah, check that out. There's supposed to be a drone show, which, Steve, I know when you went to the One Piece live action thing, right? A few years ago, they had the drone show thing.
Premiere in Santa Monica. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
those
that was
are pretty cool.
Right? Yeah, I like those way more than fireworks. Generally,
because you're a dog owner. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, I like fireworks, but drone shows do cool things. If you don't think
they're
of them
more
as
accessible.
drones.
It's impressive, and they're more accessible.
They are.
Yeah, but the One Piece Day thing is, it's kind of like it's growing more and more, but still, I think it's just like a big tournament. But it looks like they're having a bunch of more and more guests show up there, so. Sounds pretty interesting, but I think you have to enter a raffle to get a ticket. Maybe
it's like a One Piece card game event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I think the window to apply for the lottery is open now and only for like a few days. So if you're considering doing it, you're in the area, you should not hesitate.
Don't stop listening, but while you're listening,
listen to us
while applying.
You can.
We'll just talk about Disney for like 10 minutes so that you can kind of zone out.
We're going to give you a buffer period.
Yeah.
So you can go do your shit.
Yeah.
I feel targeted. But
you are outnumbered, but yes. Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I thought we were ganging up on Steve this week. Maybe later.
Oh, well, there'll be some of that too, probably.
Okay, good.
Give it time. Give it time.
Anyway, they also are going to be maybe premiering some of the new anime episodes. There's an anime screening that's going to happen there. I don't know if it's old episodes or new episodes, but it's like right around the time when the season is supposed to premiere or whatever's supposed to happen. So I'm curious about that, but we'll see. We'll keep everyone apprised. The other bit of news involves the live action series on two ends of the spectrum. First, season 2 wrapped, but I I think it was only just announced, but I think it happened in December or earlier in or in January. And the other end of it is that the WGA apparently posted the season 3 writers room. So those are both from Adil, our resident news poster, and also This Is What Happened 18 years ago, so please feel old poster on our Blue Sky. So if if you're interested, that may or may not be happening. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say about that. Any other One Piece or non-One Piece stuff you want to get out of the way here?
I want to get into some more One Piece in this podcast.
Wow, that was good.
What?
One Piece, the thing we're definitely going to exclusively discuss in this podcast, and literally
In depth.
nothing else.
There you
Yeah.
go, Delaney.
Yeah.
That was a much better transition.
As everyone knows, my top priority when I'm discussing anything, it's all One Piece all the time.
Yeah, that's all you talk about, really.
That's all I
Never
talk
about
about.
Lupin. It's never
Nope.
about the
Never
many
about
other
Disney,
things
never
I don't
about scary
personally
shit.
understand.
Nope.
I really only understand 10% of what you were saying. It's like I imagine how Steve goes around and everyone interacts with him. But I understand like 30%.
Yeah. You like understand about
That's a generous
30%.
step up.
Yeah.
It's
My-
a tough day at the office.
I'm trying to redirect this to you. Anyway, let's get into the manga. This is the manga recap for chapter 1139, Mountain Eater. You could read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out from shonenjump.viz.com or mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. Steve, what's happening here on the cover?
Well, Zach, it's Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 25. We've captured a rebellious duo as two horned figures are thrown in front of Who's Who as he draws a katana, possibly to execute them. And I hate to admit that I couldn't think of who they were at the start.
Me
and
too,
It's so obvious. Wow, they really didn't. Well, I guess, yeah. Well, then, the Navy didn't show up at Wano or anything. So it's
No,
not like
they
it-
did. Ryokugyu.
No, okay.
I mean-
Navy as in plural.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised, like, the citizens of Wano didn't wrangle up a bunch of these people and throw them in udon or something. But it's clearly the silhouettes of Page 1 and Ulti. Can't wait to see how this turns out. But it's almost like it's almost like the exact same cover story as last week, but just slight alterations. It's almost like a bad flip book.
Yeah, I agree. Did we mention? I forget whose sword that originally was. I think it was Yasuie's. I forget if that's been mentioned yet. This story, I cannot believe, is 25 volumes in.
Right?
We say this every time, but yeah, I can't. I can't. Any other comments besides the cool cat people in the back in front?
The
Just a
crazy
whole lot
cat
going on.
people?
Yeah. Crazy cat people.
Everyone's
from the
got
musical?
horns.
Yeah, well, you gotta have horns. Oh yes, also SungWon, sorry for the Homestar Runner references last week before you came on this week.
Wait, you did them last week? What'd you do?
We
did a whole the whole episode image was a Homestar.
we forced him to draw Homestar.
Show me.
send it.
I want to.
Yeah,
Was
so-
it-
send it.
What was it? Kaylee who instigated the
I
homestar?
think so.
Someone said
I think
like, "Oh, it
Kaylee
kind of
did.
looks like Homestar Runner," and then all of you just like went off, and I was
So
just there.
is Steve like the only person who's not not Homestar? Everyone
Delaney
else?
doesn't know.
No,
Delaney's too
I
young.
never watched it.
I'm
I'm a young'un.
I liked it.
That's incredible.
I think Kaylee said, "Hello, Mr. Emu." something like that.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Wow. And can you name any of these characters, Steve?
Oh yeah, now that you've drawn them.
I might be able to now. Let me pull the website back up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Strong Bad.
Sure.
There's,
I love the way you pronounce that.
Strong Bad? Strong Bad himself?
There's Homestar.
Which
Yeah.
one's Homestar?
That's the one with the star.
Oh, I get it.
Nice.
There's Strong Sad.
Okay.
We told
There's
you about that one, I think.
There's Homesar.
We definitely
Close,
told
but
you
yeah.
about that one.
All right. Yeah.
I forget who.
Homstar,
the
but
guy
yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was
he's
Homestar.
mad. He's mad or something. I forget what his name is.
Strong Mad.
Little mad guy.
Strong Mad.
Strong
yeah.
Mad. Teen Girl Squad down there. I forget who the little.
Do you remember which one's which?
Creature is? The ugly one, right? That's one of them, right?
I love the osmosis.
And you can't forget old Trogdor there.
With the consummate V's, yes.
And I would say, that the perfect score.
missed one.
The yellow guy. That is the cheat.
Yeah.
Cheat.
Oh, the cheat.
Yes.
This
is
one off of
also-
Vibes.
This is also for Zoomers listening to us, or Boomers, which I'm sure we have a big contingent. There you go.
Boomer
only
nostalgia
gonna be
is
making
big on One Piece.
I'm only gonna be making Homestar quotes this whole podcast. Disney
Just
and
Disney
Homestar.
and Homestar. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You get how it's done. Alienate everyone as much as possible.
Yeah. Exactly.
Goodbye, our Simpsons fan base. You're getting nothing this
shit.
week.
Yeah.
Shit.
You've had it too good for too long.
They have. There's a guy who runs through all of our references and has done so
I
for
can
like
see
250
Steve.
episodes.
The cogs in Steve's brain are turning right now to see where he can snake one in later. I know how you fucking think.
He doesn't
It's more
have
like
to.
they're going. It's more like they're going at
Yeah.
a standstill at this point. Because are we still talking about Homestar Running?
Delaney, first page.
Great. So we see the castle, big opening shot of the castle, and Zoro says, "We've been looking for this key for a while now. Are we even gonna find it in this huge place before sundown?" And Roto says, as I gear up to do this for a hot second, "The guards certainly won't know where it is. If anyone would know the location of the key, it would either be Chief Jarul or a few of the elders." And we go back into the castle where we still see giant skeletons all over the place. The place is in ruins as everyone walks through the decimated halls. And Luffy, who's standing on a pillar somewhere, says, "Oh, the old sword Gramps. I wonder if he'd tell us." And Roto replies, "He would never give it to you. Freeing Loki would be a terrible crime."
The pennies.
And eat the pennies. And Zoro says, "We didn't decide we were going to free him yet either." And Luffy, hoofing it down the hall, says, "You're so strict, Zoro." Nami says, "Hey, look over here." And Luffy's still like, it looks like he does a right angle turn because he's running behind Nami, and then the next panel he's running straight towards her.
I hope that's how that's animated.
Is no one doing a panel breakdown, being like, "Oh, he's doing the pose. He's doing the Nika pose."
Oh well, he is,
Oda's foreshadowing something we already know.
or potentially he's just walking with some.
This is how he draws big jaunty runs.
But Nami sees something and Luffy says, "What's up?" And there's this large door leading into this dark room with vines through it. And Roto seems scared. He says, "Red carpet, traces of opulence. Could that be the throne room?" And sure enough, it is a large, busted-up throne room in a state of disrepair. Still many skeletons, a throne which has a large chip in it, flags thrown to the ground. And Roto says, "Pardon us." Whoa! And someone says, I think it's Luffy, says, geez, it's all busted up. And I think that's still Roto. There's a lot of speech bubbles here.
It's not. They do not say who is who at all here.
Educated guesses.
Please, I want to hear your educated guesses.
The scars of battle here are vicious. Luffy goes, even the ceiling's missing. It is the throne room. What is that strange mark? Mark what mark?
Luffy, the one person. I assume that's Luffy. Any thoughts on this page besides how great the assistants are?
God's strongest soldiers.
Yeah.
Some great panels on these pages.
Yeah.
I'll say. Loving
the Straw Hat interactions generally, which we'll get more here. The next page, the original trio here, the East Blue trio, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, sit atop or on the hands of Roto, as they say, oh, you're right. Looks like some sort of magic circle out of a book or something, Nami says. Magic what? I know I've seen this somewhere before. And Roto's explanation, I don't think I could do a St. Cloud, but I'll try. It's the thing they use in the ritual demon summoning in some other country. And everyone's shocked. They call demons? That's what this is for? And I think Roto is saying, well, what's this doing in the throne room? That's eerie. And Luffy, forgetting things, says, I feel like I've seen this somewhere. This hellish looking star. If only I remembered. And meanwhile, and by the way, I think people have noticed that he saw everyone but Saturn, I think, appear back in Egghead through those. And then in the background, Straw Hat Luffy. Everyone's looking around.
It's not a PA system.
To the Straw Hat
Luffy to the principal's office, please.
Actually, you know what? It better be a PA system.
Straw Hat Luffy, please come to the front of the store.
Straw Hat Luffy, your mom's here to pick you up. Please bring it back to the front of the building.
There it is.
Then Zoro, Nami, and Roto all go, ooh.
Someone's in trouble.
You know Zoro's smoking a joint in the back. He's not in that classroom.
Well, there's a One Piece high school spin-off series, the AU series that's out. Maybe that happens, Delaney.
Yeah,
maybe he smokes a joint in the bathroom.
That's a great A-plot.
It actually is. I've been hoping to stick with it. And Roto's like, rest, spirit of the dead, rest. Thinking that this PA system clearly is a ghost. And I think this is Roto's, or this could be, I don't know. It feels Usopp-y, but he's not there. Saying, who is that? Show yourself. Are you a demon? I knew this castle was haunted. But it was old man Jenkins the whole time. Well, actually, that's what happens. And they decide that Roto decides that they need to flee too. And Luffy's like, no, don't run. We have to see what this mysterious, scary thing is all about. And here comes an axe. And I'm sorry, and this is all SungWon and Steve's fault that I got into Zelda. But now I'm just thinking of how the axe is like the weakest thing that you could throw at someone. Like, come on, what is this guy doing? And so anyway, he jumps out. That's the first thing that popped into my head. That's just awful.
The stick is the weakest thing you can throw at someone.
Or torch. Maybe they throw a torch at them.
No, the torch is on fire.
No, a torch that's not on fire.
Yeah, that's a stick.
So a stick then.
You could say that.
Completely unrelated. The voice you guys are doing for Roto. What is it? What are you saying? Saint Cloud? What is this?
Oh, from Venture Brothers. I don't know if that.
Not his thing. Yeah,
I have not seen it. What's the voice like?
Just like very.
Give some voice direction.
I actually have an authentic prop from Star Chaser,
Like,
the Legend of
It's
Gritting.
pretty close.
Very awkward nerd who's just
Yeah.
into
I like it.
pop
Yeah.
culture.
Who's
and
who's
collecting.
also very self-centered about his.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah,
Penis. I said penis.
I did not get
He
that
gets them
far.
all.
Anyway, he flies out of the way after this giant axe comes at him because he's a giant and it looks like the same size as him.
I got so confused by this panel the first time I read it because I thought it was a different character completely. And I kept thinking it was, God, who the hell was the freaking guy from Stampede? Not Douglas Bullitt, but the other guy.
There's another guy in Stampede who's original to Stampede.
Yeah, the guy who organizes the whole pirate festival.
The hell's that guy's
The top hat guy?
No.
That movie.
He has a silly name that I can't remember at the top of my head. But I just looked at him like, is this a new character or something? I got like completely thrown
Wait, a
off
character
for a
in One
second
Piece had a silly name?
Thank you, Delaney. You stole my joke, but yes. Yeah, Steve, please.
there. Oh, take it from here.
Yeah, well, Nami's falling. Everyone's falling because Roto got scared, and then we could continue. I got distracted by the axe.
But Nami is falling, but Luffy grabbed her out of the air and placed her in Zoro's arms, and somewhere in the distance, Sanji's heart snaps in two.
It's always Sanji with you.
He senses something, disturbance. Like she just lets out a little woo. Thanks. And Luffy notices a figure off in the distance, sitting on the chair. And I think Rose says, "Forgive me, ultra rare Nami." And she says, "I'm going to smack you." But Luffy notices this human, this former pirate living in Elbaf. And it's the mysterious man wearing the big, like, I don't want to say straw hat because that gets confused. I forgot the name of this hat here, but like the
Casa.
The Casa, Mikasa Sukasa.
How do you forget Little Oars Jr.? I mean,
no, I remember the hat. I just don't know what it's called. But Roto says, "It's Sir Ya, but why are you here?" And he says, "I felt some very abnormal hockey coming from the castle earlier. It seems to have left, but now I find you here instead." And this is, we get an introduction here. This is Mr. Ya. And he's wearing sunglasses. He's got an Aloha shirt here, wearing shorts by the look of it, hairy legs, and just big, spiky long hair and a big beard and a knot here. But we got a close up on him, and he says, "I've heard stories about you, Straw Hat Luffy, including that you took care of Kaido. Boy, I'd love to go traveling around Wano again." And then Luffy's like,
I could tell.
"Huh? Surya?" And Roto's like, "He goes by Mr. Ya in Elbaf. And he says, you went by the school, correct? Did you not meet a teacher?" It's like, this is Roto saying like, "Oh, you met Ripley, right? He is her husband." And Luffy's like, "Oh, so you're the dad of the giant shrimp." And he says, "Giant shrimp? I guess I am." And he says, "So you met Cullen and Ripley, eh? He took on a lot of the giant's blood. He grew up without me being able to hold him in my..." It's like, he said, what is it? Yeah, he says, "He grew up without me being able to hold him in my arms." And we once again get reminders real quick. This is Cullen. This is Ripley. And he says, "Would you believe he's 20? And Ripley's 80. She's older than me." He says, "Let me tell you, marrying the giant's not worth it. I get older and they stay the same age."
Yeah, I'm sure that was on purpose from Steven.
Oh no. And Nami says, "That's a good point. I'm just surprised to hear that someone's actually done it." Dang it.
Yeah. Mr. Ya jumps down and he goes, "Love is free. There are many mixed blood races throughout history. The Buccaneers, the Dosundata, the Long Arms and Long Legs, and the Wotans. These blended peoples don't tend to last long, but in every era, there have always been those who are more open-minded." Luffy goes, someone going who? Who's going who? Is that...
That's Zoro.
Zoro, okay. Zoro goes, "You seem to know a whole lot. Who are you, anyway? I'm the Preacher of Love! Luffy goes, ha, that sounds like what Sanji will be when he's older. Anyway, I'm searching for the key to Loki's cuffs. Rhoda goes, don't just tell him about it, and he wouldn't know anyway.
Perfect.
Too late.
No notes.
Is that Zoro?
Yeah, that's still Zoro.
Zoro goes, oh, okay. Luffy goes, forget I said that. Too late. Ah, Loki, huh? Fascinating. If there's one thing I love, it's other people causing trouble. Nami goes, that's really tacky. You better not tell anybody about this. That's still a mystery, right? Yeah. Young lady, secrets are born to be spread. No, stop that right now. Do you know what kind of man Loki is? If the war should happen because of this, what's your plan? Luffy goes, huh? I'll beat him up and put the chains back on him. Years ago, a man named Red-Haired Shanks captured Loki. But prior to that, no one was ever able to stop him.
He continues, if you don't know what kind of powers Loki has or what damage he might do... Hey, wait! Luffy has already turned away. He's like... And he says what I say every Monday morning. Let's look for the key. I think he's going to be yapping for a while.
Hey, I know who you're referring to, and that's us.
No one said anything, Zach.
You see yourself in this picture, and it makes you uncomfortable.
I don't... They must mean another One Piece podcast that they edit on Monday morning.
A whole additional One Piece podcast. A two-piece podcast.
They must mean Talking Simpsons.
And Mr. Ya reaches out after them. He says, wait! Zoro goes, you're wasting our time. Of course, Nami's the voice of reason, being like, he's giving us a warning. You should listen to him. And as they all walk away, Rodo says, I'm sorry, Mr. Ya. They're just... But Mr. Ya is grinning from ear to ear, and Rodo is surprised by this. He goes, huh? And Mr. Ya seems to be remembering...
Silhouetted
Roger?
people, I think. Yeah.
Silhouetted people.
Kind of silhouetted people with distinct features.
Schmager, yelling at
there you go.
two of his crew members. We don't have Shanks anymore.
That's
so
Schmaley. That's Schmaley and Schkopper.
Schmaley and Schkopper.
Schmaley and Schkopper.
And Schmager's yelling, I'm schmick of all your schmarnings. Are you afraid? And I think that's Schkopper saying, I didn't say that. And then butting
actually, it's
heads
my
yelling,
schmishmat, actually, is what he would be saying. Right? My schmish. Anyway.
If you want to schmop me, you'll have to do it by schmorse. Then I think also Schmopper yelling, I'm smelling you to be aware of the risks, idiot Roger. And back in the present, he says, hey, Rodo, go up to the throne and push it. And Rodo goes, huh? But before we see what happens, we cut back to the party in Elbaf, where someone is saying,
wait, they're in
Elbaf.
It's in the town.
Back to the party. I'm not giving you the geography.
Why not? They're just outside the castle. It's like right there.
Because I have free time, Zach.
Oh.
I don't know. They're in the village. And someone's saying, in the old Pirate King's crew, there were two others who were especially strong aside from Roger himself. And Usopp says, oh yeah? I'm guessing it's Raleigh and someone else? And one of the giants continues, that's right. One time Roger the captain needed to rest and heal, so he and the other fellow went to a hospital in the mountains. Unfortunately, it got surrounded by a bunch of enemy pirates, but this fellow went out on his own and took down hundreds of enemies with just his 2 axes. And Usopp screams, by himself? With 2 axes? But there's more. In the place where he fought, there was only the bald mountainside left behind with not a single tree standing. Usopp screams, what? That seems a little excessive. And because of that, he gained the epithet of Mountain Eater. And Jinbei nods very sagely as everyone else stares in shock. It's like, yeah, it's a well-known story. After the first mate, Silver's Raleigh, this man was known as the Pirate King's left arm.
We go back to our Luffy crew. A hidden room? A treasure chamber? Nami goes, I love you, Mr. Ya. Treasure. That's... I need, like, a version of the chapters that just a little...
A script
of, like...
Like a roadmap.
Is this Rodo saying
I
this?
believe so.
Okay.
Because
Rodo.
that's the only person who would...
How did you know about this, Sir Ya? Exploring's my thing. Luffy goes, whoa! Nami goes, treasure? A treasure chest room? They're all empty. No, this is Mr. Ya. When it was a treasure room, Nami goes, you lied to me. Hey, don't blame me. It's an abandoned castle. The perfect target for burglars. But look. Is this still him? Oh, a key.
No, that's Luffy, I think.
Okay, Luffy goes, oh, a key. Mr. Ya goes, here's something no burglar would care to take. Luffy goes, yes. Mr. Ya goes, in other words, releasing Loki is something even the wicked dare not do. So, will you still take this key? Luffy goes, huh? Probably Usopp. What? Yes, he's here. He's been living in Elbap for over 20 years. Really? A legendary figure who stood shoulder to shoulder with Roger and Rayleigh. Then take it from me if you can. The left arm of the Pirate King, Scopper Gaban. To be continued.
Scopper. Perfect.
Yeah.
SungWon, I most like your Chris Sabat impression.
Thank you.
This is Zoro.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. And the senshi, but with more,
more texture, aged and aged.
Yeah. And party flavor.
Barrel aged senshi.
Barrel aged
Right.
senshi.
It's like a spiked age with senshi. Yeah.
Now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
We're thirsty. Anyway, thoughts on the chapter. This was a short one. 13 but we had 4 weeks in a row somehow. So, yeah. SungWon, what did you think?
It's fun. I think it's kind of lost on me because you guys are like the One Piece experts. When you saw Mr. Ya, were you like, that's Copper Gaban? Was that like obvious to you? It was to Zach.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot. That's the thing.
Sure.
What this character when we first saw him before, at the start of this arc, or are we talking?
Oh,
did this
way
character
back?
Did this character appear before Mr. Ya?
This character appeared in Zach. I think you have this on hand, so why don't you say it?
Okay. Should I work for? So, this is really a good example, I think, of like a reveal that is really good for the more casual reader. Which I think I may have said. I kind of wish, like, I was in your shoes and a lot of the guest shoes. They get to just read a bunch and then,
Right.
But when you read week to week and you're forced to really like,
And you do a full discussion of it.
Yeah. He first shows up. Let me find the chapter number, unless Steve, you have it offhand. It was in the cover story, The Decks of the World, right after the time skip. You see Crocus on twin capes sitting with a mysterious figure.
Okay.
And that is this guy, because he's literally wearing the same freaking thing. And I think probably just for that purpose. And at that time, I didn't really think it was Scopper Gaban, because for like really old fans before my time, like back in Steven's time and Greg's time, it was Scopper Gaban was like kind of the what do you call it, the everything answer to like your theory, like oh that's who that is. That's who that must be, that mysterious thing. It's Scopper Gaban.
Right.
Well, because he was named
Early.
He was named about 13 years ago in like one of the data books.
Was he? I thought it was before that.
I think that's when he officially got his name, because he appeared like he appears in like Buggy's flashback about getting when he ate the devil fruit. He definitely appears there.
Right. I'm talking about this old version of him.
Yeah,
So
It first appears in that cover story arc.
But he's also been in Elbaf. He showed up. He was the one who was sitting on the shore saying, What was it again? Like
hurry up already.
Yeah, something like that. And then
my problem is I always
background.
read this in chunks with like, maybe sometimes like weeks or months in between. So sometimes I won't remember these small details. The funny thing is about Gaban is I don't know if you remember this, Steve. I was at the One Piece Tower in Japan, and there was art of like Roger's crew or something. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? And I like texted you. I was like, who the fuck is this? And you're like, oh yeah, that's Gaban. I'm like, who the fuck is Scopper? Who the fuck's Scopper Gaban?
As we all know, Scopper Gaban.
Yeah, it's the classic. Yeah, Scopper Gaban. I was like, okay, sure, whatever, Steve. If you don't know the answer, you can just tell the truth. Scopper Gaban.
I was like looking around the room. Just like,
Chopper.
You saw a Chopper figure, and you're like, Scopper. And then you saw like Saban's Power Rangers figures or something.
Yeah.
Gaban.
So, Steve, I want to say you were right that his name was first revealed, according to One Piece Wiki, in 2012 in One Piece Blue Deep, which was the last, I think that was the last, real the data book.
What, really kind of first drew attention to this character was he had, a line in, Chapter 0, Episode 0.
I think he had a line in Bucky's flashback or something. He was there.
He's definitely in it. And then nothing for a while. And then he kind of was prominently in the Odin flashback with the Roger Pirates.
Right.
He was pretty, prominent in there. So, and I think even before that, people were thinking this guy's got to be something, right? He's going to be big. And
well, the reasoning, and I think it's reasonable, is you have gold, silver, and he's copper. And that, I think, naming convention.
I didn't even think of that.
Wow, I didn't think about that. Shit, that's pretty cool.
And Stephen, the translator, would also like to mention that the Ya comes from because his name in Japanese is, I think, Gaban, like Gya, which I wouldn't have gotten. I was thinking that the Sir Ya was good, though, because that was probably Yasan, and so it probably said something like that. So it kind of has the same sound.
Okay.
But yeah, and his laugh also kind of, I guess, might be his name because it's the Ga ha ha. Although Ga ba ba is already Brogy, one of them. Isn't that Ga ba ba ba? Steve, you're the laughing expert. Sorry, SungWon, go ahead.
But yeah, I think even though it might be a little wasted on me because I do know who this guy is because of that One Piece Tower memory, and I'm like, oh yeah, the guy I don't really know that much about. But for me it's cool to just any Roger Pirates lore. I'm like, cool. I'm down for that. Also, this guy absolutely fucks. I mean, he did fuck. He fucked a giant. That's pretty cool. He's just this cool, badass old man who fucked a hot giant. Damn, good for him. So, I like his vibes. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Because, we've known about Rayleigh for so long and, the whole mythos. But to see the sort of third guy, I'm excited to see what he is all about.
All of Roger's crew really fucks. I think there's no way to put that.
Right.
The fucking love boat going down the Grand Line.
Yeah. That's what they call it. Well, that was Zelvito's ship. That was the Love Duck. I'm sorry. Any other thoughts on the chapter overall?
You're asking me or at the group?
SungWon.
No, I'm good. Yeah, someone else may.
Delaney, your thoughts?
I'm kind of in the same boat as SungWon because I know even less about Scopper Gaban. I did not have a One Piece Tower story to reinforce for me who he was. So I spent all week. Here's the thing. When you're online, people will spoil the chapter, except all I saw was, oh, it's Scopper Gaban. And I was like, oh, yep. A guy I know. 100%. Totally know this one. And I here's the thing. I love him to bits. Part of me in the back of my head, and this is one of fucking new head I am is that I was like, man, it would be cool if it was Shiki, just because Shiki is someone I know. Like, someone who I'm aware of as a character in this world and looks like that. That being said, I love the shit out of this crazy old man who introduces himself as the preacher of love.
Yeah.
Like the love guru.
Let's not go that far.
With his... To my timely 2007 reference
in the mid-aughts today.
Yeah, mid-aughts. And the rest of it, the rest of it's quite quiet, but obviously the big hit is this old guy who did fuck a giant woman and just seems like a cool party dude. Also, to answer the question that we posited at the beginning of this podcast, and I have now solved, Roger Lumiere, Rayleigh, Mrs. Potts, and I guess now Scalper Gaban is Cogsworth, because they're bitching at each other in the flashback. From the look of it.
Whoa, that's an interesting. I don't know.
I don't know Cogsworth. I'm not the expert here.
We got 3. I'm picking from 3. No one's Chip here unless there's a...
Okay, Steve,
Mr. Scott!
Cogsworth and Lumi Ray?
Yeah.
Okay, you're writing that one down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spell that anywhere close to correct. Delaney, any other thoughts? Or
No.
Castings?
Schmutz. Nope.
Is that the silhouetted version of... That's a 3-level thing going on there. Steve, what Beauty and the Beast references do you have to relate to this chapter?
We'll find out. I like this one. Unfortunately, it's a short one, but at least it's still it's a memorable chapter for finally confirming who this man is. I find it funny because even when I saw the box that said Mr. Ya, and I'm like, oh, he's still not committing yet. And then by the end of the chapter, it's just like, it's him. It's Gopher Gaban. I was actually, once I saw that name box, I thought, I'm like, oh, is Oda going to draw it out a little bit more? But I like him a lot. I think I might have seen someone else of our crew say this, but it's like, oh, he's like a, less problematic Master Roshi. He's got those similar
as far as we know.
This is definitely old retiree, stoner guy. He's got just great vibes here. Seems like he's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm glad that he feels a little bit different than say Rayleigh. Rayleigh's kind of like old man stoner. This is like Jimmy Buffett, old man. So I'm digging that.
How many ragers do you think Jimmy Buffett was throwing? Jimmy Buffett was the peak of the beach life, the chill beach life.
I know, he was getting wasted away
in paradise.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Margaritaville. Oh my god, I'm mixing up myself.
Which I forget where on the Grand Line Margaritaville is, but I know it's somewhere.
He wasn't on poppers in Miami like this guy was.
It's in Toto Land, by the way. It's just a giant margarita sticking out of the water.
No, that's just the members of Toto. Okay. It's enough old people music. I don't know.
Kids, you ever watched Dune?
I'm not hip. I don't party, so I don't know what.
You don't?
I don't know what the no, especially not anymore. So I don't know what the stereotypes are. But he seems a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to see how he's using the rest of the story and just how he interacts with other characters, especially his wife and his son. It's I can't get over just a character just unabashedly fucks even without knowing who his family is, just looking at him like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Other than
I can't
that,
end the episode that though.
Yeah. No. Too bad.
How right is that?
It's cool. He's just like, hey, mixed blood races, hey, let's all, love each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a fake One Piece fan, though, and I don't know what are the Dosun Dada and the Wotans.
So can we talk about that?
Sure.
I don't know why I'm phrasing it like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Buccaneers are. So I was gonna say I was gonna come in and do all the things that the audience listening is yelling at us to talk about, because I could hear it from the future. It's just, anyway. Buccaneers are Kuma's race, the now extinct or nearly extinct race.
Okay.
There was no indication they were of quote unquote mixed blood until this. Long arms and long legs. Similarly. Wotans,
I remember them. Yeah,
Wotans we've never heard.
we have
new one.
Oh, we have.
I'm pretty sure. Do you remember Big Pan, Big Bun from the Foxy Pirates?
Oh,
Of course
he
you
was. Oh, that's the combo of a giant and a mermaid.
A giant and a
fishman.
Yeah.
That's a Wotan.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna verify that real quick, but that
you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Apologies.
See,
and
Davey back fight, super important.
Davey back fight. We all.
It
I
is
hope
super
we all
important.
agree.
I
It's
agree.
amazing. Yeah. I do want to note. Who was it on our? This came from. I think Reverse Eye Patch noted that the Dosun Dada might be a combination of. I think like a giant and a tontata or something like that, or a human and a tontata, because not just the way it's said. Well, yeah, don't think too much. Dosun, this Wisdom Pythagoras apparently on our. I need to give credit because this was not me. Dosun, the sound of like a big thud, and Dada could just be a different way of saying tada, like tontata, maybe. The reason he points this out is that Machweiss, the very memorable character from the Doflamingo family, one who has the exact same power as Ms. Valentine, and has a beaver tail, and the tail thing makes people. It makes it so it's possible maybe they're related to tontatas because they also have those. Very memorable trait of the tontatas that I always forget about. Or it's just some mysterious new thing that Oda just threw in there with no explanation, which is totally possible. I don't like Steve unless you remember someone from the Davy back fights who I'm forgetting.
No, that one is that one is new for me. So
I feel like it's gotta be one that maybe we just aren't. Yeah, because it feels weird for it to be the only one that is a new one. You know what I'm saying? If the other four are all established ones, maybe it is just like a different naming convention kind of thing. I don't know.
Or maybe he called it something, or maybe it's probably something we have seen before but don't know the name.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we didn't know
we
there
don't
was
know
a
for
name
sure.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
checking what the fan wiki says, and I think they say the first time it's mentioned is by Gaban here. So
you're right. Again, I mean, the wiki has some accuracy. I don't know if it's like your wiki, but the One Piece wiki. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to. It's a weird time and place to throw that in, but I get it. I mean, he's talking about, whatever. I like Zoro's reaction there. I don't want to know all this fact stuff though. What were we talking about? Love is free. The fact that he fucks, and was there anything else?
What a great thesis statement for a character where he leaps down from a giant throne. He screams, "I love interracial marriage," and that's his first strong opinion that we get about anything in the entire series. Like none of this, like, well, what does it mean to be the king of the pirates? It's like, no, this shit's amazing. Love is free.
Gaban
it's so fun.
Running around the world just saying, "Fix your hearts or die, man."
He definitely has that vibe, like aged hippie vibe. Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely aged hippie for sure. I do want to say, fighting over, like, is this like a trope where it's like, because this feels like this is like very Hunter x Hunter too, with like there's like you gotta. It's like the old man saying you gotta go through me. This feels like such a thing, but like fighting over a key. This is so video game. Yeah, this is totally like boss fight to get
But
the last
Elbaf-
dungeon key.
Elbaf is very video game, like the arc. I feel like, I mean, Oda's a gamer, I think. I don't know specifically what, but it wouldn't surprise me.
A gamer at
He's
heart.
Yeah, when he's got time.
He's got the
When he has
he's got the
got- yeah.
spirit of a gamer. I mean, we did lead
Anyway.
with Legos.
We did lead with Legos, and then the Legos came out, and he's very excited about that. Or they're coming out; they were announced.
I wonder, because I wonder if it was already a deal.
I
that
think
the
it
Legos
was.
were going to happen,
It
or
must
him
have
putting it
been.
in the manga. Lego was like, "Hey,
I don't think it was the other way around.
I
think.
reckon they had it locked. I reckon
That must
they
have
had
been
just
locked.
Yeah,
yeah.
so we could
They
probably
just
do it
signed
like
it off.
without worrying
scot
about.
free and not have to worry about getting sued or something."
I don't
Yeah.
think Oda even thought about the possibility of getting sued. You think
Yeah,
he
to be
cares?
fair, I don't think Oda thinks.
Do you
about
think
that.
Lego's gonna go after Oda because he put Lego bricks in One Piece manga?
No,
I don't know how
He can just
litigious
lie and say
Lego
they're,
is.
they're not Lego. They're
They're Mega
Playmobil
Blocks.
or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
they're doing.
Oh, that's
Right.
true. Yeah, the Mega Blocks. We have those. They're definitely not as good. They're fine.
they're duplicate.
Magnetiles are a thing we didn't have as kids that are a lot of fun. Sorry, I'll get back to that later. What other things will fans yell at us for not mentioning? The demon summoning thing. I did want to mention with Steve. Actually, did you have anything else that you wanted to say about the chapter?
No, that's about it. You could go ahead.
I'll be the exposition guy. The demons thing is always interesting because we've talked about it a bunch a while back. Actually, last week with the mural, the idea that demons and like a hell exist in the One Piece world really took root for the first time in Film Red with that literal demon, Top Musica. And so this piqued my interest. Of all the things in the chapter that kind of piqued my interest, that, no answers there, but it's interesting the idea that it comes, that in Elbaf they think it comes from a foreign country or a foreign place, and that it summons demons is interesting since the five elders literally are demons. But we don't really get any answers there, but it definitely raises some interesting new questions. I'm trying to think of what else I will get yelled about for not mentioning.
I don't think it sunk in for me until you phrased it like that there is a hell in One Piece. Hell is real in One Piece.
Well,
and I wasn't processing that when I watched
Souls are
Film Red.
real. Souls are definitely
Souls are
real
real.
because Brooke had that whole thing. I don't know if like
There is
hell.
a god. At least he said he was.
Usopp?
God's on the moon. We've established this.
Oh yeah, there's several gods. Well, yeah. To be fair, we talked about that at ad nauseum last week, but there might be many gods. It's probably not a Christian hell, but it might be a Buddhist hell. I don't know if there's anything super important besides that. It was a very short chapter. I enjoyed it. The Scopper Gaban, I am not so on edge about Scopper Gaban, and I'm almost a little disappointed that was the reveal. I was really hoping specifically the person talking to Crocus was Yorkie. I think that would have been a really fun, who was Brooks' original captain who got sick and couldn't go along with them before they died. Because that would be a really fun thing for Brooke to find at the end of the Grand Line when he comes back to see Laboon. But
I guess.
say
I mean, I don't have a.
it's not.
I don't think
important. That was just me. Yeah.
I don't have a compelling argument to why that's not a great idea. I think seeing Laboon enough is enough. I don't know.
I agree. I just was thinking about that. Although you're making me think that maybe Laboon's going to be playing he must be playing an important role in the final stuff because of that.
But then again, Oda's Oda, and he can't let go sometimes.
He loves keeping
certain
people
characters,
alive.
yeah. So
Well, because then he thinks of a new use for them too. I get it. except for Pell. I don't get that. Never will. Yeah, but the only interesting thing, I guess, is, now we have someone who does know what the One Piece is, who's in the room with them, and who knows, like, a lot more about the, like, things to come, which seems increasingly important with the events of last week, which have been very, we've been into, like, really deep lore, and this is, like, middle surface lore kind of stuff, which is maybe why I'm not as hyped this week about this. I'm not really ever that, person, but it was good. I've been enjoying this stuff from Elbaf. Wow, that was eloquently put. Any other thoughts about this thing?
Well, yeah, when you put it like that, when you actually take a second and think about it, the implications of this guy being so close to the finish line to the One Piece is kind of zonkers,
Well, why did he wait so long to introduce this character? And why in Elbaf did Oda want to...
Well, but that's what I'm thinking. It's like, it's so close to the end that it's like, I'm not, like, this is not like chapter speculation. That's not my bag. I don't care. But, like, it just, when you actually process it, especially as someone who did not know who this person was about 5 hours ago,
or 5 years
it's
ago.
like, oh...
He is a forgettable name because, because like he was just someone kind of mentioned offhandedly, maybe once or twice, and in data books he's not. I think it's actually probably. I don't think Oda is intending for the reader to be like, I know who that is, but might have like a vague recollection of. It sounds familiar. I saw him at Tokyo Tower, or what
If you saw a silhouette at Tokyo Tower. Like, if you know the name, I'm sure this is very rewarding for you. Also, the more we say Scopper Gaban, the more it keeps doing the cycle of, this is a real name that this character has, and this is a fake name, and someone is playing a prank on me.
As you said, One Piece names are never silly. They're never silly. That's why Monkey D. Luffy is the main character of the series.
Nope.
I mean, do you think the intention of this is that the average reader is supposed to know exactly who this is? I don't get that sense. I get the sense that it's like, this is a cool... It's more like it rewarding people. If you do know it, you're like, oh, that's cool. But for the average reader like me, you're like... I mean, I knew about this because of that One Piece Tower thing. But if I didn't have that, I would be like Delaney, be like, who the fuck is Scopper Gaban? Like, or I don't... Maybe I wouldn't even... I don't know if I would even react that way. I'd be like, oh, this is a character I've never really heard of before. Okay, it's a new character, But then to kind of have that extra layer of, if you've been paying attention and stuff, then it's like, oh, that's kind of cool in retrospect, right?
You're right. But it's like one of those situations where when you know too much about a thing that it like spoils you on it. That's what this kind of feels like to me. Because it kind of... I think it took away the climactic element of it a little because I was just like, okay, I kind of know this character has been being talked about as the person who's been walking around Elbaf for the last bunch of chapters.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And here he is.
For you, it's like, hey, okay, I already knew this. Oh, they're finally, it's about time.
I don't want to sound like, it's
like when you watch a movie, you figure out the twist and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, get to it.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like me who figured out this twist. It was I think it was someone else who has been on the show, and it's just like we've talked about it. I don't want to take like all the credit. But yeah, I think what was I gonna say? I don't even know. But
it's probably more like Vegapunk was at the time, right? Well, like when they said the name enough times that it's like if you were noticing and you're rereading enough, then you probably remember like, oh yeah, Vegapunk, the scientist they keep talking about.
But
like
Vegapunk,
if you're casual,
they mentioned quite a few times.
Much more
Hazard
frequently.
is like,
no, you're right.
Yeah, like they kept teasing like in shadow, like Vegapunk. When the fuck did they say Scopper Gaban?
They never said the name. No.
Yeah,
I think
this is for true like One Piece heads who read all the data books and stuff. But yeah, I don't think they've ever said this name ever in the.
It's possible.
No.
As far as I know, because I don't recall this ever being said.
That's a good
Maybe
question.
Like once. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's cool that there's stuff like this for the people who are obsessing over it and really scouring it, and so they know, oh shit, that's so and so. That's cool that it's a thing. I think the way Oda introduces it, you're not supposed to know. I agree with you 100% because he's he gives the full description of who he is. Like, he's the legendary figure who's still shouldering, he's the left arm of the pirate. Like,
he
that's
gives
all you
you
need
the
to
rundown.
know. And he had
What's
access.
nice is, I think you're not punished for not knowing who this is.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, if you happen to know, it's just a plus, but like, it's not like there was any like, you didn't read the data book. See, like, what's great about like,
I didn't play Chain of Memories. Like, you can go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a Kingdom
like
Kingdom
that.
Hearts. Anyway,
you didn't play Fortnite, so you didn't hear Palpatine's message.
Exactly. Kingdom Hearts is a video game that with Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters. Anyway,
no, thank you for
Casey,
that.
Casey didn't know, Zach. Yeah.
Palpatine.
Disney is the thing with like the Mickey Mouse. Anyway,
With the Mickey Mouse and
Mickey
and
Rourke?
the Axel.
Mickey Rourke. Yeah, the wrestler.
Yeah.
They combine the wrestler with Final Fantasy characters.
Zach, have you watched Iron Man 2?
No.
About Kingdom Hearts somehow.
No, I have not. My Marvel knowledge is limited.
You're fine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have no desire. I missed the boat. What the hell were we talking about?
You're a better person.
But you're right, Steve. It is
Kingdom
good that
Hearts.
you're not punished for not knowing. It's not like you're expected. No. Everyone reading this is expected to know. It is more like okay, cool. You know,
it is the Palpatine thing.
It is kind of like spoiled a bit, but I didn't have that experience when they showed him. I was like, I don't know who this is.
That might just be me. Like I think the average reader probably reads closer to like how you read, like in chunks, because I think that's kind of the best way to digest it anyway. With some exceptions. I think in chunks but slowly is probably how Oda intends it to be read. Like, pay attention, but you don't have to pay so much attention. Like, but he also, like, in the SBSs, he's always like, wow, you noticed that? But about a very obvious thing to people who are really, like, you know, too into it, like we are.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I have
One Piece
anything else to
characters
say.
are just like British town names where if you told me like, yeah, you knew this already, this is a real thing, I would fully accept it.
Wait, can you say some British town names that can be One Piece characters?
Oh, God.
Not to put you on the
Manning
spot.
Tree's a good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Chelmsford. If you split up Chelmsford in two halves.
My favorite art.
I live in... well,
Sorry.
Or
the
Chelmsford,
Chelmsford.
where Schmorkesty Schmace died. Yeah, that's a great art. Chelmsford. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
what?
That's it.
The thing is if you cut them in half, you can make a lot of them One Piece names. Lowestoft.
This is great.
Lowestoft, where my friend was raised.
We should just
shit
send
like
Oda
that.
a book of town names in England.
Welcome to the episode. Name that actual One Piece name, where I pull out a bunch of
that's a
random
good
British town
trivia
names.
game.
I mean, these could be like holy night names because I'm sorry, not to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. I was just rattling. What were you about to say?
Because I was just catching up like in the last 5 chapters, so I just read that chapter with who the fuck is Shanks' brother? Oh, Shamrock McClintock, or what the fuck is his name? Shamrock Forefather. What the hell's his name?
Figureland? I think it's the stupidest
Figureland.
last name, too. Yeah.
Figureland Shamrock at your
Figureland
service.
Shamrock. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, just throw these British town names into holy night names, I guess.
What are the fucking rules?
Sure, the Irish appreciate that. Now I want to do a trivia round where it's...
Do I really got to get my sword out?
It's me, Sculper Gaban.
Shit, I need to
Caban.
do... What's that game? Like this, that, or the other of One Piece names, towns in England, and a third thing that I can't
We have
think
to, so, guys. We have to recap the entire chapter, but doing Irish accents for Scupper.
I wish I could do that. As Steve could attest, my accent game is non-existent. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. This is the Piece Together segment where we take your questions and comments and theories about Schmaley and Schmoger. I wrote it down and it does not translate that way. Anyway, we're going to start with... Actually, Steve, can you do the segment thing?
Sure. I'm not even like the most qualified here.
No, SungWon probably is, but I don't think SungWon knows the...
Sure. For next time. Well, Zach, we always start off with Des Peace. Like, how's that?
That's good. You're committed. First one comes from Revsir Yapatch. Oh, I get it. Hey, SungWon. It's great to have you back on. I've really enjoyed watching you in everything from Dropout to ProZD Plays Games to One Piece, which I forgot to mention at the top. So my question for you is, which One Piece character would you want to either see do improv or do improv with? I personally love to see Usopp on Make Some Noise, or have Luffy inexplicably kill it on Game Changer, or watch Frankie absolutely dominate on Taskmaster.
Oh, interesting. So who would I want to see do improv? You know, Usopp seems like it'd be the obvious choice, but I think I would rather see Frankie. I think Frankie would have like this gung-ho, like not super refined approach to it that I think would be more refreshing to see. Like, I think he'd be so game for it, and he wouldn't be like immediately like polished, but I don't know. I'm kind of more interested in seeing that. Usopp is more naturally comedic, but I think Frankie can be very funny in his own way. Alternatively, the opposite direction, throw Trafalgar Law in there, because I just want to see him forced to do improv.
Agree.
Just an absolute sourpuss about it. But those would be my two choices. Yeah.
Law seems like the anti-improv man, where it's like, we're in a coffee shop. Yeah. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Oh.
I'm sitting here on stage.
Coffee. But I don't drink coffee. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That'd be funny.
I could totally see Law crashing and burning the Who's on First bit.
Getting progressively angrier.
I said, who's on? No, anyway. What was I? Anyway. I was thinking
with Frankie is that he can also, if the joke doesn't hit, he can just go full Gallagher and get into some prop comedy. Just yank something out of his arm, win it right back.
Yeah.
This whole thing kind of makes me wish there was an improv version of Akana Banashi. Though I haven't read Showa, but I feel like that would be very funny. Or, dramatic. Next one comes from King Doji, who says, hey, OPP, cool that we got confirmation on Scopper about so many things, like how he's Colin's dad, and Ripley's husband. And I thought humans and giants were natural enemies, like Big Mom and giants, or Orz's race and giants, or giants and other giants. Damn, giants, they ruined Elbaf. Yeah, giants don't like people, generally, it seems. But they seem so nice. And I guess, like, if you're looking at original Viking lore, they did really like killing everyone else. But I'm not the Viking expert at all.
Is the giant lore that they don't get along with other, like, humans?
So Roto was talking about the other giant races, which we know nothing about, that they don't get along with.
Right. But with humans specifically, giants and humans don't get along?
I don't know if they've done anything about that.
I feel like every giant they've encountered has been the jolliest, like, friend to, like, Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any sort of hate there. I can see other giant factions warring, but anyway.
Steve, what was the character that one giant looked like from like a Hanna-Barbera look with the... I don't know. That's what I imagine all giants to be like. With like the mustache.
Fred Flintstone?
No, I know who Fred
Dick
Flintstone
Dastardly.
is, Steve. No, okay. I'm going to the next question.
Hanna-Barbera character with a mustache? I don't know where you're going.
Thank you, Steve. Snagglepuss. No, I'm kidding. Super Nintendo Chalmers. That was a joke. Dear OPP, I am disgusted with the way... by the way, this is going to be Simpsons references here. So, Steve. I am disgusted with the way old people are displayed in One Piece. We are not all vibrant, fun-loving sex maniacs. Many of us are bitter, resentful individuals who remember the good old days when entertainment was bland and inoffensive. The following is a list of words I never want to read it in One Piece again. Sanji, Roto, Family Jewels. That wasn't a question, but thank you. Next one comes from Sailor Karna is Universal, who says, hey, OPP, I just want to say go Chiefs, Red Kingdom all day, every day. We do not follow football, and that's why we're here recording tonight. That's why there's 4 of us. I would have thought personally that the entire crew would be fine coming on tonight, but
no, we have some we have some normies.
I don't like that.
We have normies and we have people who spend time with their families. So
I'm not doing a bit. Is there a football thing going on today?
Yes.
What?
Are you not?
It's
are
called,
you really not
it's
doing
called,
a bit? That's the part.
It's called trademark safe, the big game.
Is it the Super Bowl today?
It is.
No, the big game. We don't want to get sued.
Not
Just
Super
keep
Bowl.
calling it the big game.
The
Big Game
Puppy Bowl is
LLC.
going on now.
Like, I am not doing a bit. I did not know that was happening at all.
I
There's
envy you.
not even a trace of that in my peripheral.
No, me neither. I just found out who was playing in it today, so I'm
I guess
I'm like-
one of them is one of them the Chiefs because of that.
Yes.
question?
Yes.
Okay.
The other one
Yep.
I found out is Philly.
It's the Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
And that's totally. I was going to say Eagles.
And
Who are
obviously the winner
who are
is
who are the
Denver
Steelers?
Broncos.
What was
The
it?
Steelers are
Who's that?
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
That's Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. So same state.
Same sport.
Did you know Steve played football?
Same state. Same like not professionally.
Oh, professionally, yeah.
Really? You didn't play professional football? You have to clarify that. Yeah.
It's like it's calling me a science major just because I took biology sophomore year of high school. I don't know.
I just remember you telling stories like I want to watch One Piece while playing football. Just the
See, that's like going-
I'd much rather be home watching One Piece
watching
than playing football.
Tsunami. Yeah.
Your reaction was like if I was like, "Oh, Steve cooks," and Steve goes, "I'm not a Michelin star chef." Wait, no one thought that. Like, I don't operate on the highest professional level of that activity or hobby. Anyway,
Someone like, oh, you used to sing the national anthem at sporting events. Well, I'm not like Taylor Swift or anything.
exactly.
No. It's
And
not
I
like
love
that.
I'm not to completely derail. I'm not doing a bit. Steelers are a football team,
Correct.
Yes.
and they are Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
and then Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
A
That I did
state
know.
a state can have 2 football teams.
A
I
state could have many teams.
A lot.
I don't
Explain how.
know anything about football.
Texas has got like a bunch.
Oh, because
Many.
it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. The
I
Houston.
can't name another one. Oh,
The
Houston
Houston
Texans.
Astros is the
That's
the
baseball.
baseball. That I knew.
Who are the Rockets?
That
That's a,
oh,
that- that's a basketball team.
that's
that's a
Houston Rockets is basketball, yeah. And San Antonio, do they have a football? Why
San
are we
Antonio-
the ones discussing this? This is
Who are
terrible.
the Spurs?
The
Spurs is a
Spurs-
football
San
team.
Antonio, I think.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
I think it sounds
we can
like
move on. I've
Spurs
completely
is basketball.
derailed
I
us.
think it's
I
the
don't need
same-
to have a football TED talk
No,
from people who are
someone-
completely unqualified to talk about it.
like my concept of football is around as deep as your knowledge of Scopper Gaban was. I think
Yeah.
that's about the level I'm at.
Yeah.
Like I saw the picture.
You were at
of
the
Tokyo Tower.
football tower,
Football tower.
and you were like who are the Steelers?
is-
Yeah.
The
Fuck are the Steelers?
Am I
Yeah.
expected to know the Steelers for lore purposes?
There are people who have thrown their phones out of the window while driving, listening to this
The
conversation.
thing is, though,
Okay.
with the Chiefs, and there's that whole Taylor Swift lore that
Oh, now Taylor Swift is gonna. Now we got the Swifties on us.
I don't want to get sued.
Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
It's Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
Schmaler Schmidt.
Taylor
Sorry,
Schmaler Swift was
Schmidt.
at the big game this weekend. Yes.
Well, you got to know that all that lore now too. You know, it's too much.
I don't know any of that. We are so
Hey, guys.
disconnected, and I love it.
We here at the One Piece podcast hope you really enjoyed that mural discussion we had for 3 hours last week. So to compensate for that, we're now going into granular football bullshit that barely any of us in this conversation actually give a fuck about.
For
Because I'll
people
tell
who
you
know
what, I
nothing
wish
about
I'd taken that
football-
bullet for SungWon as someone who did not give a fuck about any of this information until I
No,
was
I don't.
told
None
it
of
was
us
today.
did. No, none of us did. I'm good for you, someone, like genuinely. Next question. Sorry, Sailor Karna, for shitting on that question. Maybe good for you. I'm not.
No,
I'm
you
not-
made us learn a little bit about football. So
You
it
did.
was- yeah, good for you.
We're not football otakus. I think whenever it clicked for me that sports fans are just nerds for sports,
Yeah,
I felt a little bit better.
sure.
Football weebs.
Football weebs, which quick, at least so in quick story, when I was in Japan, I needed to get, so my wife is a speech pathologist and I wanted to get her, they have a team there called the Swallows. So
Okay.
I needed to get that for her for non double entendre reasons. And they were actual like baseball weebs of like American baseball and sports, American sports there. So they do exist. Sorry. Let's get off of sports forever. Felix Storm says, "Ahoy! So it was Schmopo talking to, don't call him that, with talking with Crocus in the Decks of the World 16. How hyped are you to see Schmopo Gaban? I should read these first. Take on Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. It's like
Schmopo,
this is just
but
like
anyway. Yeah,
Schmopo Gaban.
yeah.
I'm writing that
Schmopo.
down.
Yeah,
Schmopo.
yeah.
Schmoopy. That's a
Hey
Seinfeld.
everyone, it's Schmoopy.
Is there an actual question?
How excited are you? I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Yeah.
old man, an old. Hey, look, everyone, an old man is fighting. You know, I can't wait.
I feel like
Let's
the title
kick
of
this
this
old
has to
man's
have
ass.
schma. The title of this has to have schma in it in something. I think we
Absolutely, Steve.
Yeah.
Sometimes things happen in One Piece, and they're fun. If they are fun, I look forward to them. That's about what I got.
Place that clip for every week, and you have Delaney's thoughts on the chapter.
Are you looking forward to more fun?
I am looking forward to the next chapter.
I cannot wait for more antics with Luffy and the gang. Yeah. Hopefully he will find the One Piece and become king of the pirates. That's how I view. You can just
I
put
thought we
that
said-
clip of me and we're gonna get our special guest SungWon for this week. SungWon, what do you think? I hope Luffy finds the One Piece and becomes king of the pirates. Just clip that and you can play that every time.
Delaney.
Easy. Yeah.
Do the-
And
That's
then
fine,
I don't
that's-
ever have to guest again. Yeah.
That's a
It's
freebie.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we say
your
Sungwon's on
obligation
every
done.
week,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and it's just that.
But he gets residuals every time. We have to pay
I
him
do
every single
expect
time we play the
residuals.
clip.
That's
Yes.
true. We should give
Yeah.
residuals.
He earns 50
For-
cents
for
every time.
50 cents. Wow, you think we earn a lot more than we do. Oh, Steve,
You
is this
just
news?
take it out of my cut.
Okay. If you're fine with that. Metaphor.
but
Oh, I'm
sure.
sorry. Big Mike says, "Hey OPP, Valentine's Day is Friday, and because this
shit.
God fucking damn it.
and because I want to make Super Nintendo Chalmers, who's the person who asked the previous question with the Simpsons reference, if you could spend a romantic evening with any One Piece character in Springfield, wow, this is very specific. What would you do? For example, I would take Hancock to the Texas Cheesecake Depository. Then we'll go to a miniature golf at Sir Puddalot's Merry Old Fun Center and join the Castle Club. Please leave in every filthy detail." I got like 3/4 of those.
I can't believe this is a question. I mean, I can believe it. Steve, my God.
God damn
Did
it.
you write this? Did you submit this question under a fake name, Steve? Yeah, I think
got
you
me.
did. Yeah, you got me.
These are all questions from Steve.
Yeah.
You have no fans. They just
I mean, would we also celebrate Love Day so I could, because I definitely want a bear of Lord Huggington. I don't know what's some romantic spots. There's always the
This is
Who's Simpson pilled? Are you Simpson pilled, Zach?
Absolutely not.
I am a fan of The Simpsons, and I've learned through osmosis from Steve and Alex, like a good amount of Simpsons.
Is Ed Simpson pilled?
yes.
I'd like as much as me.
So it's like you're missing your two allies on this, basically. That would
Steve,
support
yeah,
you.
Alex,
Because I like The
Alex's.
Simpsons. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, what's like an interesting restaurant in the Simpsons world, Steve?
The sushi place.
There's a restaurant that it's Marge and Homer's anniversary, but then they couldn't find a babysitter, so they have to bring the kids, and then the kids want to go to like a crappier gimmick restaurant, and there's a restaurant that they made out of an old plane that's like propped up. So the restaurant's inside.
Is this
there,
from a
and then,
later season?
I think it's from towards the end of season 9. I think it's the one
Like
where
a vague recollection of this from childhood.
It's speaking of the Castle Club. It's that's where it originates from, where Homer and Marge hooked up in the golf course. But yeah, they're like, it's Homer and Marge Simpson's anniversary, and they get some of the employees with giant like poles to like bob the wings like up and down, so they make it seem like it's flying. Just everything shakes everywhere. Simpsons is a great show.
Wait,
promotion.
Steve, hang on, Steve, wait, hang on, stop the presses. Do you enjoy The Simpsons?
Yeah,
You're like a fan of The Simpsons?
yeah, it's okay.
You know what's really sad, and I think Vero often reinforces this, is like now it's becoming you're old enough to like The Simpsons.
Well, no, I'm in the age range because all of my British friends adore The Simpsons. The most Simpsons I've ever watched was in the fucking UK. We did not watch. We were not a Simpsons household
That sounds
in
right.
Connecticut. No, it's just because my parents weren't quite that sort of vibe. I'll go with Frankie, and I'll use my theme park knowledge to cheat and say we'll just get a big donut. That's what I can manage. That's what I know.
I was going to
also,
say Steve. Oh, go ahead, Delaney. Sorry.
Frankie's huge. He'll take most of it. I'll if you've seen the ones they sell at the theme parks, those things are
The Big Pink?
you could
The Big Pinks. That's great.
big
Delish.
pinks. It's animalistic. It's bizarre. You need a spotter to eat one of those things.
Steve and I are like, really? We're like, one each,
As he
right?
uses like his he has his pinky up eating like a
His little
tiny
piggy up, yeah.
That's what you get for being a giant. It's like,
Frankie Big Pink. That's a good choice. Yeah.
I'm not calling it that.
Didn't ask.
It's called the Big Pink. I didn't.
No,
know.
I'm
called
not
the Big
calling this
Pink.
episode that.
Frankie and the Big Pink.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Steve. I forget the name of the sea captain's place, but the meal where they go for the all-you-could-eat and Marge is just sitting there depressed as he eats. That's the one, and it should be Luffy with really anyone, because Luffy's not interested in the person; he's interested in the food. So that, or I guess it would
Frying
be with me,
Dutchman.
is that
That's
I'm
what it
taking
is.
Luffy. The Flying Dutchman, right?
Frying.
Frying.
It's a pun.
That's the joke. It's a really good pun. Next question. Whew. Any more Simpsons questions from Steve? Metaphor recramtasia. He's doing a thing.
No, you've got it. You've got
Ahoy
it.
OPP. Recramtasio. Ahoy OPP. Hope I'm not too late. Banger chapter. You're not. A few hours early. Hope I'm not too late. Banger chapter as always. Scopper rules. I love how we got a different name for his Oda box, and then a couple flashback panels showing who he is, and then a build up, and then a reveal. What an awesome way for Oda to show him off. My question is, do you think he's going to kill Luffy here and become the new main character for the rest of the series?
Yeah.
Dude.
And
Yes.
we might need SungWon to re-record his line.
I am sad that Luffy is not going to find the One Piece and will not become king of the pirates. Or I am very happy for Scopper Gaban to find the One Piece and become the king of the pirates.
Delaney, in
Isolate that
2046,
footage.
when the series ends, isolate the footage for either way, so we're
back
covered.
around.
We'll have Sungwon's reaction for the end of the series.
Yeah.
My life has continued to spiral ever since Luffy died. My quality of life is much worse. But good news, Gaban is now the main character of the show.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt before. Steve,
you think Scopper's going to
tried.
join the crew? Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Sorry, Steve, you had another question here because Pongzilla says, "Hey OPP, I choose you. Have a great week." And then the last one here is from Prison Mike.
That wasn't a question, but thanks anyway.
Last one's from Prison Mike, the famous Donkey Kong Country character, who says, "Hey OPP, longtime listener, first time disc piecer. Since Loki is confirmed Valhallan of the Super Friends, do you think
Valhallan.
Did I say Valhalla?
Are they talking about the
Could be
Justice
Valhalla.
Friends? Are they talking about the Justice
The
Friends
Super
from Dexter's Laboratory?
Isn't Super? Yeah, is that Justice Friends or Super? What's
It's
Super
Justice
Friends?
Friends. Super Friends is the old Superman, Batman.
That's the
That was actually the one?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot what the original was and not the joke version of it. Do you think that Ragnarok will be caused by his sick guitar skills? Rock that will destroy the world. Is cause that doesn't sound right. Am I reading
yes.
poorly?
Great question. Yes.
Yes.
I like
for
when fun
covering.
things happen in One Piece. Sure, I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
God, you guys
Here's the
are
thing.
good at
They'll
this.
do that. They'll do that, and then they won't let Brooke get involved at all. It's like, well, I sure wish we had a musician around to do a guitar battle with this giant Norse god. It would be nice.
They leave Brooke on mute.
As he deserves,
That's really the
but-
series.
Oh, you're mean.
Oh.
Oh, be nice.
Like I'm
So-
not on Club Brooke, but like if you, I'm still resent that they didn't let him do anything in Film Red, the musical film. It's the one place
That's
where
true.
he's
That's a bit of a
relevant.
wasted
I
opportunity.
mean, also
yeah.
50 other characters had to do something in that movie, so I'm not surprised.
No, they did make it easy, did they?
So in addition to this piece, we have questions from Blue Sky. So we're going to go to Blue Sky Pia. That's also a pun, Steve. The first question is from
Blue Nose Sky?
we've
Grand Blue.
we tried
Blue
we
Sky.
had a fierce debate about this about what to
Yeah,
call it because there's a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Bluno from the Bar Sky, I think, would be a good one too. That's his full name.
The questions, Zach. The questions.
J. Murray Eels says, I wonder if the Holy Knights had anything to do with Harold's death. Harold being the king. The forward king. Perhaps one of them, maybe even the knight being called into Elbaf, has possession powers that were used on Harold. Loki and Jarl found out about it, leading to the battle in the castle. Sure. Sounds reasonable. Delaney, any thoughts?
It's great when fun things happen in One Piece. I'm looking forward to the next chapter. I don't
That's the
know.
right answer. That's what I was looking for. Henry Grimallo says, random thought alert, family blood ties, figure bros. I don't call them that either. Harold and Co. and even mothers like Hirudin's, Ripley, Belmere. That's what they meant. Seem to be themes in Elbaf. Could this be the arc where we learn about Luffy's mom?
The figure bros
Don?
and the
Do they mean
Scoperty brothers.
Don? The Scoperty brothers. Wish that made sense in context. The last question or comment is from Trick the TM or Patrick, long time poster and whatever you want. Blue Sky says, I'm sorry, I've read the hashtag. A thought crossed my mind recently. Do you think the source of the argument / death of Harold was the attempted engagement of Loki to Lola? I thought it might have been a forbidden romance thing with them. Then I remembered the relative ages. Loki is like super young, right? He's like 60. but I don't know. I don't know the answer. I think Harold probably. I think someone posited the idea like maybe he worked for the world government or something.
Yeah, we
to
talked
pacify the population.
when we talked about it on like a previous episode, talking about maybe like he was like kind of not necessarily work for, like kind of like in bed with them, like he was kind of agreeing, like, you know, like, hey, mate, we'll let you in, and because the whole talk was with Loki with Shaggy quote on the transponder snail talking about, oh, you're actually a nice guy, and Loki's clearly putting on an act of him being a bad boy. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a twist there that actually Loki was in the right, or Loki was doing this to save Elbaf or something.
I was about to say, like, I suspect it'd be like a Loki actually is not this bastard or whatever. Like he had a noble reason or something. I had that same thought. That seemed like something that would be a little more interesting. So
It's very Odin-esque that we've mentioned, but that kind of he has a bad reputation, but he's not that bad.
And we still got to figure out what went down with the marriage into the the Charlotte family that fell apart, supposedly with Lola. We'll see what happened there.
So
Lola got married.
We don't know who Lola was supposed to get married to.
No, apparently
Loki.
Lola was set up to be married to Loki, but then she
To Loki specifically? Oh,
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Did Lola get married? Because I know they had the cover story. With
she
the
actually
poem.
did in a cover story.
Right. I'm trying to remember to whom. It was to Vito,
Yes,
the giant arm guy from Capone, right?
No, Vito is the snake tongue guy. Gotti is the one.
Gotti. You're right, Gotti. How could I forget Gotti? I thought it was the snake tongue guy, but you're right. She could do better than that.
You Gotti, be
and she
kidding
did.
me.
Yeah.
That'll do it for Piece
Lola's
Together.
got the most standards.
You couldn't end it on that Stever there?
I think Shirahoshi does, because because Lola was asking everyone. Shirahoshi just keeps telling people they're not her type. So,
Oh yeah, the theory was the did you listen to the last SGS Steve that we did with Greg and Steven? For those who don't listen,
I don't know if I
do
have
that on
listened.
off
I think I
weeks.
might have. Yeah. But
it was the
what were you
one
asking?
they talked about how they thought Shaggy was Shirahoshi, and that maybe Loki would be the one person who is her type. And how it, like, at first I hated it, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh, because apparently that Shaggy character, for those who didn't listen, talked in that very like overly respectful way, as like in the way that Shirahoshi talks. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. That'll do it for Piece Together. Let's round off.
Alrighty.
This has been the One Piece Podcast, episode 855 for February 10th, 2025. This week we proved again that sometimes it only takes 4 people to get really ridiculous on this show, which is good for me to know. Thank you all for coming on. SungWon, what non-NDA projects can you tell people about that you're currently working on or that's recently out?
What's recently out? Sakamoto Days on Netflix. I played.
Oh, you're in
Boiled
that. I gotta watch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was fun to work on. Otherwise, Prosody Plays Games on YouTube, baby. Steve is a co-host on that. And it's a fun Let's Play channel. Kids love Let's Play channel. Well, you guys don't have kids in your audience anyway. If you're our age, you'll enjoy the channel.
Probably
do you
not.
have kids? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know your demographics.
5-year-olds, 10-year-olds,
Listen,
I think is our demographic.
It's great for all ages. Yeah, hello
the
youths. But anyway, Prosody Plays Games. Go check it out. Yeah.
Steve's job on that is keeping time. He's very good at it.
He's very good at it. Yeah,
He's very good. Yeah.
Call Steve Cogsworth, because this man is clocking it.
Thank you, everybody.
damn.
Glad you were
I'd
good at
add,
Pocket Watch or something.
also good at Googling, from what I hear. That was literally just,
All right.
yeah. I'm glad that got that reaction. Delaney. Also, to plug for someone also, Delicious in Dungeon's great. I need to watch Pluto, because I'm
Pluto's
a
very
huge
good.
fan of the
Yeah.
manga and everything Urasawa. And it's one of those things I'm like scared to watch because it'll like, oh, now I have to, yeah.
It'll be worth it when you do. It's
I
very
know,
worth it.
I know, and I've heard good things about your performance too. And no, your video on the manga that haven't been made, the 20th Century Boys thing. I'm like, I've been waiting for that forever.
Yeah.
Just want that, and especially since they seem to have really done Pluto justice. That just makes me more. When they announced Pluto like in 2017 or something, I'm like, no way is this going to happen. Or that
Yeah,
be good.
the same. I was like, it took so long for it to happen, and then when they finally did it and then they nailed it, I was worried. But then they just blew it out of the water. It was amazing.
I need to get into the anime series from Urasawa because I haven't really. I've just read that.
Monster is very good too.
Monster's fantastic.
I love that. I love that. I love that series. They're all. He's very good. He does meander sometimes, but he is very, very, very good and insanely talented. Delaney, where can people find you?
All right, I got a couple CTAs this week. So usual places, Delaney Jordan on Twitter, for as much as that means anything. Infinite Snow Pro on Blue Sky. It's Infinite Snow. No, it is Infinite Snow because I got that shit first. I locked that down. Infinite Snow Productions on YouTube. I was recently on Oddity Roadshow, which features our friend Shannon from Piece Together.
Fight together.
It was something of a surprise me being on. I won't spoil the context, but needless to say, we had a great time. It's definitely not the most depressing thing I've ever done. And I will say that if you're a listener of the show and you've watched, like, if anything I do is relevant to you at all, now would be a great time to go back and rewatch some of those old ones, because I've got a new one coming out, a new video essay coming out in the realm of a month. And it would be nice for the algorithm to know that people give a shit about my videos. So just, like, any old hits wouldn't hurt to replay them now. So that's all I'll say, because I know I'm not monetizing this next one, so it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle.
The algorithm doesn't know anything. Steve, where can people find you?
SteveYurko.com, all social media, Steve Yurko. Obviously, ProZD Plays Games was already mentioned. Listen to me on 4Kids Flashback as well with Terrace Sands. And yeah, that's
I'll mention, Adil just posted this while we were recording. There's a 25th anniversary soundtrack album coming out. I don't know when, but it features everything, Steve. Or I guess if Alex were here, I could talk about it. But all the openings. All the openings, all the endings. It's 4 discs. 8 versions of We Are.
I love how in my lifetime of being a One Piece fan, I've seen at least 2 of these
I remember the 10th
sets where it's
anniversary
every
one.
opening and ending. Yeah, I think that went up to Brand New World.
That was the year we started this. Was the 10th anniversary. Yeah, just if you also want to feel. It features Family, the 6 Straw Hat, 7 Straw Hat, 9 Straw Hat, 10 Straw Hat version, the Big Sake 9 Straw Hat, Brooke, and Roger Pirates version. So you could hear Scopper Gaban singing in on this set. Anyway.
And now you'll know who he is. Be like, oh, he's important.
I'm at ZachLogan.com on Blue Sky. You can find us at OnePiecePodcast.com, Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. Please check us out. Steve did some really excellent drawings this week, and every week he's on, and our other artists do amazing work as well. So please support us there. Check out our alternate art, alternate titles, just as good as the art. Our very well thought out titles, as well as Forced to Watch 4Kids, the entire series. Steve, did you mention 4Kids Flashback already? Okay, please check that out. the David Moo interview I need to listen to still is out, and I'm very curious about that. Or you could call us at our phone number where we do not check the voicemail, and that's 347-497-MAJI. Phone number again, 347-497-6254, with your questions, comments, theories, or why he fucks. We have that's the thesis statement for today. We have
if
some
we
really
ever have an
cool
off week, we just have to go through all of those voicemails. Like, we have to check it and be accountable.
So here's
for
the
whatever's
problem.
on there.
It's based on Skype, program that is totally functional and usable. And apparently after like a few weeks, they delete them like automatically. So I actually have like gone back to say,
keep calling,
but please keep calling. I need to set up like a real way to keep those because I don't want them to be deleted, obviously, and I think it's kind of fun in a retro way, I guess, to have them. But
when's the last time you checked? Please be honest.
A month or two ago, but that was the first time I checked in a very long time. So
scream into the void at 1-800-MAJI.
1-800.
I don't know. I don't remember the
That's
number
not
off the
enough
top
numbers.
of my dome.
Anyway, we have Matt Danner coming on the show, Abby Denton, and more over the next few weeks. Next week is an off week, so we have the SGS with Steven and Craig, and there will not be any sort of football game next week, so they will definitely be on, as far as I know. But until then, everyone, my name is Zach.
And my name is Steve.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.